Mathilda, and we're back. We are back. I know I haven't been here in a while, but I decided that, it's a good time to serve you guys with some good content. As you already know from the title, we're going to be talking about pageants today, Miss Malaika, tips and tricks on, how to make your way to the top. I feel like many people get the idea that they have to look so good, and because of that, they sort of, have hairstyles that, I don't know, that they haven't done before, because they're trying to be edgy or, try to impress the judges so hard so that, they get in. But I feel like that's a big mistake. I think that it's important to know what suits your face and what looks good on you and all of that, because, it's going to make it easier for you to get into the competition if you know what's nice on you. So you can ask your friends, or if you know that it's braids that, suits you all the time, don't go for a wig that's going to make you look maybe older. You should look like yourself. Don't try to look older or try to look younger. Try to look like yourself. So still on the appearance, we're going to talk about makeup now. Yeah, when I was going for the audition, I wasn't terrible at makeup. I mean, I wasn't the best makeup artist. I'm still not. What am I calling myself a makeup artist? But someone who does makeup. But you should be able to do something minimal. So you can start learning right now how to draw your brows. Because when you get into the competition anyway, you're going to be doing your makeup yourself. Unless you have the funds to be contacting makeup artists to do your makeup every day, which is actually quite stressful, if you ask me. And, it's just a waste of money, in my opinion. Except you have the money. If you have the money, why not? But I feel like you can save the money to do other things in the pageant that involve the pageant. But anyway, back to what we're saying. So yeah, with the makeup, in my year there was provision for people who hadn't done their makeup. So because they had sponsors, which was Max Beauty International. I don't know if they will still be their sponsors for this year, but yeah, I'm sure they'll have makeup sponsors on board. And so if you're not able to do your makeup, you can get there and do it. But then another thing is that we don't know if that's what's going to happen this year, so it's better to be safe than sorry. So honestly speaking, just find a friend who knows how to do makeup or something, or you can actually contact a makeup artist. You can do something light and subtle. Don't pound your face with makeup, because they still want to see your natural beauty. Makeup is actually meant to enhance you and not to change your entire face. So something minimal that still brings out your features and all of that would be great. My next tip is what you're supposed to wear. I know that this year it's supposed to be, I think, blue top. No, not a blue top, scratch that. It's supposed to be blue jeans and a white top. To be honest, I'm not very sure if it's blue jeans or jeans and a white top. You can just check the Miss Malaika official page for all those details. But basically, whatever it is, just make sure that your jeans aren't ripped. Just try to go according to all their rules and you'll be fine. Now, into the nitty-gritty of what this whole video is really, really about, which is when you get in front of the judges. The first thing is your walk, because you're going to walk into the place, right? And so they're going to look at how you walk. When you enter the room, do not be looking on the floor, because that shows shyness. That's the first sign. You need to be looking, if you don't even want to be looking at them, but look everywhere. Don't look at the ceiling, don't look on the ground, but just face forward, keep your head held high, basically, and just walk normally. Not normally, but don't do too much, honestly speaking, because funny enough, when you try too hard, it looks like you're forcing things. Try to make things natural. Just make sure that your walk looks nice. Walk nicely and gracefully into the audition room. I don't know how they're going to call you, but in my time, we were 3, and so we went in 3 batches. It's possible you can go in there alone. So whatever it is, just make sure that in everything you're doing, you're standing out. So from the moment you walk into the door, you have to show confidence. Even if you're the shyest person, you need to hide it. You have to put it somewhere, because you need to be confident, because they definitely will want a confident queen. They don't want someone who is shy or feeling timid, because the truth is nobody is going to beat you over there. Nobody can beat you. Why are you shy? Nobody can literally beat you. Nobody's going to do anything to hurt you. They are humans just like you, and so it can be a little bit intimidating, but you can definitely fight it. Just put it at the back of your mind that nobody's going to beat you, and so you'll be fine no matter what. There are going to be cameras. The behind the scenes crew is going to be present, and so definitely there'll be more people than just maybe the 3 or 4 judges that they show on TV. And so definitely I feel like everybody's scoring you. That's how I saw it. Everybody's watching. People at home will be watching later on when the show has been edited. So just make sure that You know, everything of yours is like A game. You're bringing your A game, because bear in mind it's a competition, and so everybody's going to bring their A game. I wouldn't say you should be looking at people and be feeling intimidated about what this person is wearing and what this person's hair looks like or whatever. Just own yourself, be true to yourself, be yourself. That's like literally the best advice I can give you. If you are bubbly, be bubbly. If you are the quiet girl, you can be quiet, but when it comes to, you know, talking to the judges and everything, you have to show that you, even though you're a quiet girl, when it's time to speak or when it's time to get to the task, you know, you're ready for it. Now, how to answer questions. So the first thing you do when you stand in front of the judges after you've done your work is to introduce yourself. That is basically it. They'll ask you what your name is. And so definitely from the moment you say my name is, you have to show that I'm not afraid of any of you. I did not come here to play. You literally have to be confident in whatever your name is. So you can just say it confidently, introduce yourself. That's literally the basic thing. It's not hard at all. So they don't expect you to fail this. So if you fail, what's your name? Not saying that you don't know what your name is, but you show that you're not confident in pronouncing your own name. You're already losing, you know. You really don't want to have gone all the way there, put on makeup and everything, going ready, and then because you weren't able to say your name right or say your name confidently, you didn't get in. You'll be bummed. So just make sure that you're confident. You have to be sure of yourself. That's really what makes you confident. You have to be 100% sure of yourself. And so if you feel like you're not sure of yourself, it's going to show in the way you speak, in the way you walk, in the way you talk, in the way you answer the questions. And so when it's time to answer questions, maybe they've moved from the what's my name or what's your name and how old are you and all those regular get to know me questions. Maybe it gets to an intellectual question or a question on, you know, current affairs or what's happening in the country, and you're not really abreast with that. I mean, side notes, you should do your research before you go. Just try to know what's in the news, try to know what's happening around you, to know what's you know, what's going on around you, because a queen or a Miss Malaika delegate should know what's happening, or in fact anybody going into the pageant. I mean, a human being in the country should know what's happening in the country, you get me? So at least have a fair idea. But that said, even if you don't know an answer to a question they may ask you, it's okay to not know. People always try to force answers and then unfortunately end up sounding, excuse me to say, not very smart. Because if you don't know something and you try to make an answer up, you're going to sound very, you know, clueless. So I would always say it's better to just say, oh, I'm not too sure of the subject matter. You should say something along those lines, like maybe, I'm not really strong on this topic, or I don't really have much of an idea about what XXX is. You know, that makes you sound more intelligent than for you to make up something. Because honestly, making up something is the worst thing. If you're not sure, don't say I don't know. Oh, I don't know. No, don't do that, please. Just try to say you don't know in a sophisticated way. Like, you're not saying you don't know, but you're saying, oh, I'm not too sure about that, or oh, you know, literally. But don't bend. Say it confidently. I'm not too sure about the subject matter. I wish I knew more. Something like that. And yeah, they'll be like, oh, okay. And then they'll move on. So you just need to know that they don't expect you to know all the answers, because you can't know all the answers. Definitely. If you do know all the answers, good for you, but it's almost impossible. And so they do know that for some of the questions you might falter. And so it's how you falter or how you bounce back from those questions that you don't know that is more important than actually what you say. So really, it's not really about what you say, it's about how you say it in the pageant. Okay, another thing is that you need to smile. Please smile. You're tense, trust me, it's going to be very nerve-wracking, but you don't have to show it. That's the thing. You have to act like there's nothing going on, like your whole system inside is breaking or down or being torn apart, but like outside you're not showing that. You have to be able to build that wall, you know. And it's okay if you're not the best at doing that. Thankfully, as you know, advance in the pageant, you're going to definitely get more of those skills embedded in you. So yes, you have to smile. Make sure you smile. Don't show all your 32, like, you know, something, but at least just a nice smile would suffice. And, you know, just smile, because smiling is important. They want to see how beautiful you are. If you're frowning there, they'll be like, hey. And then one thing I didn't touch on was your posture when you are answering questions or when you are standing in front of the judges. it is very important that you know how to communicate with them properly, in the sense that if, say, they're asking you your question, or you're starting by introducing yourself, where your hand should be. So one hand is definitely going to be holding the microphone, and the other hand is definitely going to be by your side. I see that some people pose, but for me, that's not my style. I don't know. I don't really like it. I feel like it's a bit forced. For me, my personal preference, I just don't like it. If you think you want to pose, put your hand on your hip, that's fine. But quite frankly, if you're taking my tips, I wouldn't say you should put your hand on your hip, because what is that for anyway? Like, make sure that this hand is definitely going to be holding the microphone. The other hand can be on your thigh. Like, I wish I could show you, but unfortunately, like, try to visualize with me, okay? The other hand should be somewhere on your thigh, or, you know, like straight on your thigh. So let's say this is your thigh, right? This is your thigh. Let's say this is your thigh. And then, so your hand is going to be on it like this. Yeah, I think for me, that's more pleasing than, you know, being posy and stuff. Also, when you're communicating with them, a lot of us tend to use our hands, you know, try to visualize more to them what we are saying. With me, I even do it sometimes. I'm doing it right now. You know, as I'm talking to you, my hand is all over in your face and all of that. But what that does is that it distracts. It's distracting, as in looking at your hand movements rather than like actually listening to what you're saying. And so it's not really the best thing to do. It's going to be quite difficult, but I feel like it's something that you can keep practicing before the pageant day. So yeah, just try not to put your hand in their faces and be using your hands to talk to them. Actually, in Ghanaian culture, some people say it's disrespectful. So, you know, try to be respectful to the judges and you'll be fine. Sorry about the background noise though. I'm doing the hand thing that I said you guys shouldn't do, but this is YouTube, okay? Bear with me. But yeah, I think I've touched on everything. The last thing I'll say, and I'll keep saying, is that make sure that you are yourself. Make sure that you're going into the pageant because you really want to do this and that you are prepared to do this, because quite frankly, it's not the easiest thing. Mentally it's draining, emotionally it is draining, and just make sure that you are prepared to do this. And I wish you all the best. Maybe in my next video I would talk about advancing in the pageant and, you know, things that I observed and things I think may help whoever is going into Miss Malaika this year. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if it did, leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye. You already know who it is. It's your girl. What's wrong with you right now? Why are you humming?
I'm sorry, I need cheddar.
You are taking up my space. I don't like that. Let's get right into the video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment. Shush!
Right? This one?
Sorry about this pen. This is our lucky pen. Anyway, what's wrong with you?